Let's talk about some important terms in triangle and what is their significance here. Okay, first, that is nothing but altitude. Altitude is nothing but a line drawn from a vertex and is making 90 degree with opposite side is nothing but altitude. Wherever it is from the point, it has to drawn to a line and is making 90 degrees. So it is from vertex. It is like from vertex. It is making 90 degrees opposite side. And similarly, if you draw more altitudes from B vertex and C vertex, and meeting of these altitudes, they meet at a single point that is called center. As it is done with the help of altitudes, we call it as, that center is called as orthocenter. Ortho means 90 degrees and it is center means the meeting of this altitude is called orthocenter. Okay. Now we introduce the term called as median, and it is also the line from the vertex dividing opposite side equally. Okay, that is called median. Again, if we can draw two more medians from remaining vertices, and these three medians will meet at a point called as centroid. And it has significance like the centroid is nothing but center of gravity. So for any of let's talk about some important terms in triangle and what is their significance here. Okay, first, that is nothing but altitude. Altitude is nothing but a line drawn from a vertex and is making 90 degree with opposite side is nothing but altitude. Wherever it is from the point, it has to drawn to a line and is making 90 degrees. So it is from vertex. It is like from vertex. It is making 90 degrees opposite side. And similarly, if you draw more altitudes from B vertex and C vertex, and meeting of these altitudes, they meet at a single point that is called center. As it is done with the help of altitudes, we call it as, that center is called as orthocenter. Ortho means 90 degrees and it is center means the meeting of this altitude is called orthocenter. Okay. Now we introduce the term called as median, and it is also the line from the vertex dividing opposite side equally. Okay, that is called median. Again, if we can draw two more medians from remaining vertices, and these three medians will meet at a point called as centroid. And it has significance like the centroid is nothing but center of gravity. So for any object, the whole center of mass lies at centroid. So if you want to hold this pen equally without balance, so the point where it has to kept is called as centroid, so that it is balanced here. If you keep it here, it will fall. If you keep it here, it will fall. The center place is called as centroid. To find this centroid, what we have to make is we have to draw medians, and meeting of all these medians is nothing but centroid. Next, we discuss about perpendicular bisector. What is that? Bisector means two. Sect means dividing. Bisect means dividing a side equally and making 90 degrees with the side is called as perpendicular bisector. Here, it is not from vertex. So first two are from vertex. Here, not from vertex. If it is dividing equally and making 90 degrees, then we call this perpendicular bisector. And if you draw for three sides, if you draw perpendicular bisectors, then meeting of those perpendicular bisectors will form a center. The center is called a circumcenter. Next, you will go to concept called angular bisector. I think you heard this. Angular bisector means which is dividing angle equally. So if you draw angular bisectors from A, B, C, three angular bisectors will be there, and meeting of these three angular bisectors will form a center. That center is called as incenter. So what is the significance of this? I think I have discussed already the significance of centroid, which is nothing but center of gravity and center of mass. Okay. Next, the circumcenter, which is nothing but meeting point of perpendicular bisectors is nothing but circumcenter. The main advantage of the circumcenter is its distance from vertices is same. So if you have a circumcenter here, over here, the distances from OB, OA and OC are same. So OA is equal to OB is equal to OC. This is the significance of circum. Circum is total. If you draw a circle, the circumference like this. So as this point is radius for, if you draw a circle with this radius, this touches this vertices B, C, A, all vertices. Now centroid. Meeting of all these angular bisectors will form a center called as incenter. Incenter, what is the advantage of this? So incenter is equidistance from midpoints, all the midpoints. If you have midpoints of this as D, E, F, this incenter is equidistant. This distance and this distance are same. The difference between circumcenter is it is equidistance from vertices. It is equidistance from midpoints here. So just I have given you the idea of this orthocenter with the help of altitude, and centroid with the help of medius, and circumcenter with the help of perpendicular bisectors, and the last incenter with the help of angular bisectors. Fine. Next, see its importance in geometry. Let's discuss about this center's importance in problem solving in geometry. Okay, along with proofs. So in a circumcenter, as I told you already, circumcenter is nothing but meeting of perpendicular bisectors. And what is the importance of circumcenter? It is equidistance from all vertices. It is equidistance of all the vertices. That is nothing but BP is equal to PC is equal to PA. So here it is not only equidistance from here. Here also it is equidistance because it is a perpendicular bisector which is dividing this side equal. The advantage is it is a locus of, take any point on this line, this will be equidistance from these two sides. That is the concept of perpendicular bisector. And meeting of all these perpendicular bisectors is nothing but circumcenter. So what is the importance here is the angle made by this side with vertex A will be double when you take it at center. So that is, if here the angle made by BC here is x, then the angle made by same BC at here is 2x. In order to prove this, so you know this from circumcenter, this distance is same as this distance is same as this distance. So let me call it as R. So here this is R, this is R. So both sides are equal for this triangle. When two sides are equal, it is the isosceles triangle. When during isosceles triangle, corresponding angles are same. So this angle is same, this angle. So here is x, here is x. If these two angles, this is x, this is x. What about remaining angle? 180 minus 2x. Fine. Similarly, take it for one more triangle. This side is same, this side is same. Let us assume this side angle is y here. So what is here is y, here is y. What is remaining here? 180 minus 2y. Okay. What is the angle at this A point now? It is both this x and y. By the line, this BC here. Now at this center, so it looks like a circle here. So it is sum of all the angles in the circle is 360 degrees. So one is 180 minus 2x, another is 180 minus 2y. What is remaining is what we have to find out. So if you subtract 360 with 180 minus 2x, 180 minus 2y, you will get 2 into x plus y. So here the angle is x plus y, here the angle is 2 into x plus y. So always remember, whenever a side makes an angle theta with vertex, then the same side will make 2 theta with center, that is circumcenter. Fine. This is the observation in circumcenter and its advantage. Here you have to remember 2 points. It is equidistance from vertices, and the angle here is angle made by BC will be double at center compared to it made with vertex A. This is the importance of circumcenter. Let's go for incenter. Incenter, it's a meeting of internal bisectors of a triangle. So here internal bisectors are BE, CD, AF. They meet at a point called as I, which is called incenter. What is the advantage? What is it here? I is incenter. It is equidistance from midpoints. Like if E is the midpoint of this one, AB, D is the midpoint of AB, F is the midpoint of here. It is equidistant. The center is equidistant from here. That is, it forms a radius R. If you draw with this radius R, you can draw a internal circle here which touches at midpoints of the three sides. Okay. Now one thing is clear here. The distance from DI, IE and IF are same, which is equal to internal radius R. Now, if you want to find out what is the angle made by BC at incenter, what is the angle made by BIC? So it is equal to half of this, because angular bisector it is already making half. Angular bisector dividing B angle equally, right? So B angle is angle B by 2, angle B by 2. Here angle C means angle C by 2, angle C by 2. So here internal means angle B by 2, angle C by 2. What has to be here remaining is half of A angle plus 90 degrees. That is 90 degrees plus angle A by 2. So if you want angle made at AIC, here it will be half of B by 2 plus 90 degrees. Got it? So it is nothing but, so when you take a triangle called as BIC, it is remaining angle, half of remaining angle plus 90 degrees. How? I will take a proof here. Let me take a triangle BIC here, and this is angle bisector. I know what angle B, now it is angle B by 2, this is angle C by 2, and you have to find out what is angle here. You know sum of three angles is 180 degrees, so it is angle B by 2 plus angle C by 2 plus angle BIC is equal to 180 degree. We know for this whole triangle A plus B plus C is equal to 180 degrees. Make it half. Angle A by 2 plus angle B by 2 plus angle C by 2 is equal to 90 degrees. From here, angle B plus angle C by 2 is equal to, from here, angle B plus angle C by 2 is equal to 90 degrees minus angle A by 2. Substitute this thing here. 90 will go here, minus A by 2 will go there. It will become plus A by 2. It becomes 90 degrees plus A by 2. So for internal bisectors, angle at incenter is half of remaining angle plus 90 degree. Got it? This is regarding advantage of incenter. Now come here, centroid. Centroid is nothing but meeting of medians. What is a median? Which is dividing opposite side equally. And the conclusion here is the centroid G, the meeting of all these points is called as centroid G. This G divides the median in the ratio of 2:1. Remember, median in the ratio of 2:1. So that is AG by GM. This is the median. AM is the median. G divides this median into AG by GM. Or this is also median. BG by GM. And this is also median. CG by GN. CG by GO, which is equal to 2:1. So higher side will starts from vertex. From vertex here it is 2. From here 1. So 2:1. So always start from vertex. Whenever you want to write it for median, how much ratio this G divides this median, start from vertex, not from here. AG by GM. What is the proof for this? Again, in order to prove this, I know this N and O are midpoints for this side. I'll take a parallel line here. Parallel. Now apply basic proportionality theory case, which is when we have parallel line and touching the midpoints, the length of ON is half of this length BC. So it is nothing but, so the conclusion is nothing but ON by BC is equal to 2:1 first. Now check it here. Come here. This is parallel line. This is parallel line, and this is parallel, and this is transversal. So this angle is same. Similarly, this is parallel, this is transversal. So this angle is same here. So now this triangle GNO and triangle BGC are BGC is here. BGC here. For this triangle, this angle is same here. So you have to take wherever B is there, you have to copy N now, because the order has to be same for similar. Similar, this angle is same at both, so keep it over here. Now the ratio of both the ratios are proportional, both sides are proportional. That is BG by NG, BG by NG is equal to BC by NO is equal to CG by OG. From here we know ON by BC is equal to 2:1. If you substitute it here, it becomes, so BG by GN, BG by GN. So that is BG by GN is equal to 2:1. Always the centroid divides the median in the ratio of 2:1. Got it? Here angle is double. Here angle is opposite, remaining angle is half plus 90 degree. Here it is 2:1. These are the importance. This we will use for solving problems. Let me solve some problems on these topics. Okay. So for solving triangular topics, while reading the question itself, they'll give you some clues. So always underline those clues before solving them. And if they are given diagram, then underline the important things like parallel, perpendicular. These two are always important in solving any triangular problems. Okay. The question they are given, angle C has 90 degrees and CD is perpendicular to AB. So underline this as perpendicular. And if AD length is 4 centimeters, BD length is 9 centimeters, find the value of DC. So they told this in a triangle ABC. So I have taken ABC here. As they mentioned, the angle at C is 90 degrees here. So I have made right angle triangle 90 degrees. Normally, usually we won't take 90 degrees at C. We'll draw like ABC. But as the question has given that C is 90 degrees, I have drawn like this. and they made a point called CD is perpendicular to AB. CD is perpendicular to AB. Okay, so they only mentioned that it is perpendicular here. They didn't say that it is angular bisector here. If AD is equal to 4 cm, BD is equal to 9 cm, find the value of CD, this length they are asking you. And before going this problem, one thing is shown here, this is 90 degrees and this is 90 degrees. And this vertex is common to this triangle and this triangle. And always what we have to find out, CD, this you have to find out. So how to find out this? And this side is common to this triangle and this triangle. Let us apply the concept of similar triangles here. That is a clue you will get it here. As something is common to both the triangles, there is nothing but similarity concept here. How to apply is the question. So we know that this D vertex is common to this and this. And this is a perpendicular here. At C inequally or not. So what we know is, let me call it as the angle with which CD makes with CB is alpha. And total angle is 90 degrees. So it is alpha. So I assume this as 90 minus alpha. So if I see this triangle itself, 90 degrees alpha, so remaining angle is 90 minus alpha. Because 180, sum of all the angles alpha plus 90 is equal to 180. Subtract 90 there, it becomes 90 minus alpha here. Now add all these things, alpha get cancelled, 90, 180 degrees. Similarly, we assume this as 90 minus alpha. Okay, so this is 90 degrees, remaining is alpha here. Now the order is alpha 90 90 minus alpha. Here alpha 90 90 minus alpha. So write it in the same order. So always any order. So alpha 90 90 minus alpha I have taken order. So where is about this circle here? Here it is alpha is at C, 90 minus alpha is at B, 90 at D. So like this C, B. The same order you have to take it for this. Otherwise you will get wrong answer. So leave about this sides now. Worry about only the order which you have to take for similarity. So as we have taken for alpha 90 90 minus alpha, wherever is alpha keep it here A. Wherever is 90 minus alpha, keep it C here. Wherever is 90 degrees, keep it here. Now these two sides are similar by AA angle similarity. If AA is similar, if they are similar, then sides are proportional. That is BD by CD is equal to DC by DA is equal to BC by CA. Actually, we require only CD, so we don't need to write last one. So if we write like this, BD by CD is equal to CD by AD is equal to CD square is equal to AD into BD. Substitute the form values here, 4 into 9. So once you done this problem, in order to do in shorter way, so stop it, don't apply these values here. Come here. So square of this perpendicular distance is equal to this AD into DB. Like this you can remember. If they have given it as P, here it is AB, then P square is equal to AB, P is equal to square root of AB. So use this as a shortcut now. So length of this one is. Let's see one more problem on internal bisector theorem asked in previous exam. So if AD is internal angle bisector of angle AB, triangle ABC with AB is equal to 3 cm and AC is equal to 1 cm, then what ratio of BD and BC is? Okay, to draw the triangle properly, ABC and AD is internal bisector, it is like this. What internal bisector theorem says is, this angular bisector divides the opposite side, the ratio of sides containing it, that is BD by DC is equal to, the question is different here, BD is to BC, that is BD is to BC total. Okay, now it is, we know BD by DC is equal to 3 written as BC can be written as BD plus DC. So already we know BD is 3 and this is 1, substitute like this. Because ratios we can add lightly like this, 3 by 3 plus 1 is equal to 3 by 4 and this answer is 3 to 4. So we have to be careful. No competitive exams ask direct questions until it is of, the exam is of 10th class standard. If it is about degree standard, they will ask you some tricky questions, not direct questions. So always be. Let's see one more problem on BPT, that is basic proportionality theorem here. In the triangle ABC, D and E points are sides of AB and AC such that D is parallel to BC. If AD is equal to X, DB is equal to X minus 2, AE is equal to X plus 2 and EC is equal to X minus 1, then value of X is. It's a very simple question asked in previous examination, but the only thing is here, it is basic proportionality theorem. So just take a point D on AB, take a point E here, and one thing is here, it is parallel. Parallel means you can apply basic proportionality theorem. Without parallel, you cannot apply this. So AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. So it's very simple. Substitute this value simply. So X divided by X minus 2 is equal to X plus 2 divided by X minus 1. So if you cross multiply here, X minus 2 into X plus 2, X square minus 4. Here X into X minus 1. This is X square minus X, X square minus 4. X square get cancelled, X is equal to 4. Option 1 is answer. If you don't want, if you're not interested to do this calculation part, as it is an option, after writing this one, substitute this values here and cross check whether it is true or not. Without, if you don't want to solve it, it is 4 divided by 2, 2. Here 4 plus 2, it is 6 divided by 3, 2 is equal to 2. So LHS is equal to RHS. Like that you can substitute and put the answer in the examination.
Please subscribe to my channel Connecting Minds and please share link with your friends. Jai Hind.